I'm Alexandre Philippe. I'm the director of You Can Call Me Bill.
Awesome. So, Alexander, so much of what you do is sort of in the geek and nerdosphere. What is it about that inspires you to do these works?
Well, I'm a geek, I guess. That's the obvious answer to this. But I'm just very interested in fandom. I'm very interested in pop culture. I'm a huge cinephile, and so I think all the films that I make are at this sort of intersection of cinephilia and pop culture. And I'm very, very, very interested in personalities and movies and scenes and moments in cinema that transcend the medium to become cultural events, So in the case of William Shatner, obviously he strikes a major chord, right? I mean, he really means something to a lot of people. And so for me, it's about trying to understand what that's about, where that connection comes from, and therefore, who is he?
So how did this particular project come to be?
Well, this particular project was very serendipitous. I had worked with Legion M in the past, and on the film called Memory: The Origins of Alien, and I'd heard that Shatner had recently become their spokesperson. So I called David Baxter one day just to sort of catch up, and I said, well, has there ever been a documentary made about William Shatner? And he said, well, apparently he's been approached by documentary filmmakers for years, and he's always said no, but let's give it a shot, So I know they pushed and pushed and pushed, and eventually, he agreed to meet me for lunch, and the lunch was, went really well. But by the end of lunch, it was essentially, when do we start? And so it happened very, very quickly.
That's awesome. What do you hope people get out of the movie?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. I think, first of all, a sense of who William Shatner is as a person, what it's like to spend. I mean, a lot of people have said, watching You Can Call Me Bill is as close to, spending 90 minutes with William Shatner in person, which makes me very happy to hear this. But I think he has a lot of very important messages to get across. There's a big, big environmental message. He cares deeply about the planet. I mean, having gone into space, looking down at this very fragile blue little ball that we're on and realizing that we're lost in the darkness of space is something that means a great deal to him. So, I mean, there's a really profoundly human message, I think, to the film. It's almost like, listening to your granddad, and he's sort of giving you lessons for life.
Yeah.
So.
And then you've done now something that has to do with Star Wars and Star Trek. So
right.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Trek, actually. I have a soft spot for the original Star Wars trilogy. I will always. Beyond that, not so much.
I mean, you're talking to Trekkies here, so
yeah, there you
right
go.
on.
Okay,
awesome.
cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.